All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this special edition, Min's Mortgage Minute. Min, how you doing, man?
Good, Kellen. Thanks for having me on.
Wonderful. Yeah, no, this is kind of a little bit of an adjustment or a new kind of offering for us as we're kind of exploring a little bit more on the financial side of what's going on in the world of mortgage rates. So, following the Bank of Canada, their overnight policy rate release yesterday, nothing's changed, but I wanted to open up as our specialist in the financial and the mortgage world. Min, what are you seeing? What are you hearing?
Well, as of yesterday, the Bank of Canada has not changed the rate for the third consecutive announcement. They did mention a couple of things on basically two different sides of a coin, essentially. So their next rate announcement is going to be on June 10th. Um, one of three things could happen. One is it can stay the same. However, with the surging oil prices, there is a chance that it's going to drive inflation up, which means that the bank will need to increase their benchmark rate in order to combat the inflation and cool the economy down a little bit, right? So that's the second option. The third option is, as the bank said, if the U.S. continues to impose a lot of tariffs on our economy, then they may have to reduce the rate in order to spur on economic activity. So one of those three things could happen. One of them is always moving. Well, two of them are also always moving. The oil prices, and we'll see what happens with the tariffs.
Yeah. No, and wish we had that crystal ball to predict what the next 6 to 8 weeks looks like here. But if there's one thing that we have seen is that things can shift pretty quickly. I know it wasn't not necessarily going to be the focal point of the conversation, but even with mortgage, the yields of the mortgage bonds, like we're seeing jumps and then we're seeing slightly trickle down effect and then jumps here and there. But yeah, the geopolitical landscape here, lots of different influences that are shifting on the rate side. So, but yeah, just again, appreciate kind of a little bit more of that perspective from your space. You're kind of getting a lot of that direct insight from, other sources from, the financial world. So it's just really helpful to kind of shape the mind of potential buyers that are out there thinking about, okay, I want to make a move or want to make a change in my life. Or, we've talked about this before on other updates, like I got a renewal coming up. Like, what should I do? So I kind of wanted to see if based off of the policy rate kind of staying the same, based off of what you're seeing in the markets for fixed or variable, like for somebody that's in that position of wanting to make a move, explore whether it's a renewal or buying a new property, do you have any strategies or what are you seeing on the rate side of things here?
If I was to refinance or renew my home mortgage today, or if I was to purchase a new property, I would definitely go with the variable rate. Some people may be concerned about the fluctuations, but the reality is the variable rates right now are coming in probably 60 basis point lower than the
Wow.
fixed rate. Okay, so for a typical $400,000 mortgage, the difference of 60 basis point translate to probably 130. So
Yeah.
I would definitely go with the variable rate, and then I would continue to monitor the market. Now, if in June the Bank of Canada decides to increase the rate, it closes the gap a little bit. So what happens? We need to monitor the market to see if the variable rate goes up or if the fixed rate goes down. Now,
Yeah.
one of the biggest advantages of having a variable rate is that you can turn it to a fixed rate and lock it in at any time after you take possession of, or after you refinance. So I would monitor the rates to see if the fixed rates drop down the road or
Mhm.
if the variable rates increases, then at that point I would lock it into a fixed rate. The other
Yeah.
advantage today is that I'm saving $130 a month. And if the rates don't change for the next 6 months, that translates to, $800-900 in savings. So that's what I would do is just stay with the variable rate for now and
Yeah.
keep an eye on the market and make the adjustment as necessary, as needed.
Cool. Yeah, and we don't need to dive too far into trends that necessarily influence or affect the market because again, it's no crystal ball, no predictor of the future here. But for somebody that may be in a position right now. Maybe they're exploring an opportunity. Maybe they even have a bit of an offer put together. They're looking at properties, they're looking at options, or that they know that their refinance, maybe mortgage is coming up for renewal in the next 6 to 8 to 12 months. Like, are there different deals that you're seeing kind of on the broker side that may not necessarily be available to an individual that's just quote unquote dealing with their bank, like just working with somebody? They're just getting that renewal in the mail and like, oh, well, this looks good. This must be their best rate. Do you have any kind of back pocket or I shouldn't say projects, but like back pocket opportunities that might be, hey, putting somebody in a really strong position that's a bit of a discount or just a really good option for them right now?
Yeah, well, um, with the multiple lenders I work with, typically there's always one or two that would have ongoing rate specials at any given time. So for
Yeah.
anyone who's looking to renew their mortgage, first thing I would do is I would get the renewal letter, see what your existing lender is offering you as far as rate goes, and then reach out to a mortgage broker and then to see if there is a better rate out there, right? Because
Yeah.
the easiest thing is to just renew it, but the easiest decision may not necessarily be the best decision for you.
Yeah.
So I would do my due diligence and take the renewal letter, look at the rate, and then reach out to a broker to see if there's a possibility of getting more savings from a different lender. And then if that means switching over, then I would do that. If I can save, $50 a month, it all adds up over 5 years.
For sure. Yeah. No, it's awesome. Well, we can leave it at that. Appreciate taking the time for an update. And again, this is no path is the same for everybody. And so this is where we just love to talk about the strategy, love to be able to help people, especially in this process for the financing, looking at numbers. Like we look at that a lot on the investment side, but for primary residents as well, just finding that best mortgage program. Get in touch with the team, get in touch with Min. But yeah, this is that's it for the first Min's Mortgage Minute. Appreciate it, man. And we'll chat again soon here, Min. Take care.
Okay, thanks, Kellen.